Hey there everybody, it's time for another game in the Rick Sutcliffe 1984 season replay. Through 3 games, here is the way he stands on the replay versus in real life. You can see the numbers there for yourself. ERA is not too bad, he's doing a little bit better in the replay than in real life. More innings pitched because he's playing better, obviously. The only thing that really stands out, I guess, is he's given up 3 home runs in the replay. And in real life, through these 3 games, he had given up no home runs. But he's 3-0 versus 2-1, and his ERA is 2.22 versus 2.57. Walks and strikeouts pretty comparable. Earned runs are exactly the same. So far, so good. And like I said, it's just 3 games, so can't really, put any big stock into just 3 games. Anybody that knows anything about statistics knows that sample size is very relevant to accuracy. And 3 games is not enough of a sample size. So that's what we have. Game 4 is now upon us, and it's coming from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, as the Padres will be taking on the Cubs. Again, we're not doing ballpark effects because these cards are not set up for that. We're just doing advanced only. So it's basically at Jack Murphy in theory only, and in your imagination maybe. So we are ready to go. Eric Shaw will be the starter for the Padres, and he will hit off pitcher hitting card number 4. Run through the lineup very quickly. Bob Dernier, he's already set up there. He's going to lead off and play center field. There are a couple of adjustments because I don't have certain cards, so I had to substitute. Batting second is Ryan Sandberg at second base. Hitting third and left field is Gary Matthews. Hitting cleanup at third base is Keith Moreland. Hitting fifth in the regular lineup was Jay Johnstone, but in the replay it's going to be Gary Woods because I don't have a Johnstone card. Jody Davis will hit 6th and catch. Leon Durham will hit 7th. Actually, Ron Hassey played first base in this game, but I don't have a Ron Hassey card, so Leon Durham's going to bat 7th, play first base. And Larry Bowa is a shortstop, batting 8th. And batting 9th is Sutcliffe using pitcher hitting card number 4. Now, let's look at the Padres starting lineup. Leading off, playing second base will be Alan Wiggins. Batting second in right field is Tony Gwynn. Hitting third at first base is Steve Garvey. Batting cleanup at third base is Greg Nettles. Hitting fifth, the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Hitting 6th in center field, Kevin McReynolds. Batting 7th in left field, Carmelo Martinez. Hitting 8th is the shortstop, Gary Templeton. And batting 9th, using pitcher hitting card number 4, is Eric Shaw. Alright, we are ready to go. Bob Dernier is at the plate. Eric Shaw has finished his warm-up tosses and is ready to get things going here. And game 4, we'll see if we can't slide this up a little bit closer here. Alright, so game 4 of the Rick Sutcliffe replay is now underway. Alright, it's a 4-8 for Shaw against the righty Dernier. 4-8 is a fly to center, and that's 1 away. So Dernier is gone. Brings up Ryan Sandberg, Rhino. And we get a 4-5. 4-5 for Shaw. Ground ball second base C. That's 2 up, 2 down. Brings up the Sarge, Gary Matthews. Matthews a 6-3. So everything's coming off Shaw's card, and it's a ground ball to first. Garvey takes it. Innings over. Cubs go quietly 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. Go to the bottom of the first. It is Cubs nothing and Padres coming to bat. And Rick Sutcliffe on the bump will be starting out facing Alan Wiggins, second baseman. Key to the Padres is to keep Wiggins and Gwynn off the base if possible. 3-4. 3-4 for Wiggins against a right-hander. It's a ground ball to second. Handled by Sandberg, 1 away. Here is Tony Gwynn, right fielder. 5-6 off of Sutcliffe against a lefty. It's a strikeout. So Tony Gwynn goes down on strikes. Number 3 hitter is Steve Garvey. Ooh, 111 for Garvey. It's ground ball to second, handled by Sandberg. 3 up, 3 down go the Padres. So after 1 complete, we are scoreless. And now we go to the top of the second. And leading things off for the Cubbies will be Keith Moreland. He's playing third base today. He's played some first base. He's played some right field. He's been all over the place. But today he is playing third base as they give Ron Say the day off. It's a 3-8 against Shao. And that's a single to left field. So 1-out single, or leadoff single rather, for Keith Moreland. Brings up Gary Woods. Again, Jay Johnstone was the real right fielder, but I don't have a Johnstone card, so Gary Woods is going to fill in. That's a 6-2. 6-2 against Shao as a fly ball right field C. 1 away. For the catcher, Jody Davis. Jody Davis will step up. Davis, a 2-5. 2-5 for Jody Davis is a ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. And the Cubs go quietly in the top of the second. Nothing doing. Go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And leading things off for San Diego will be Greg Nettles, third baseman. 3-10 for Nettles, and that's a potential home run, but only if you draw a 1 on the D20. Anything else is just going to be a harmless fly ball to right field. And that's a 3, so he didn't quite get enough. Fly out to right, 1 away. That'll bring up Terry Kennedy, the catcher. Kennedy, a 3-7. That's a strikeout. So Kennedy down on strikes, 2 down. Brings up Kevin McReynolds. So 1-5. 1-5 for McReynolds is a home run. So how about that? It's a solid, in big bold letters, home run for Kevin McReynolds. And that's the 4th home run in the replay that Sutcliffe has given up. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Padres. A 2-out, bases empty home run makes it 1-0. Here's Carmelo Martinez. Martinez, a 1-6. And that's a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. So after 2 complete, it is San Diego 1 and Chicago 0. Go to the top of the third. Eric Shao given a 1-0 lead to protect. He'll be facing the bull, Leon Durham. Again, he is taking the place of Ron Hassey, who I do not have a card for. So Durham back in there. 1-9. 1-9's a walk. So leadoff walk for Durham. Brings up number 8 hitter, Larry Boa. Oops. Wrong card. Larry Boa. With Sutcliffe on deck, 5-5 against the left, switch hitter batting left. 5-5's a fly ball to left. Out number 1. That brings up Sutcliffe, pitcher hitting card number 4. Let's see about his bunting. Bunting is a C, so it would be a D if he tried to bunt. You know what? They're going to let him swing away. With 1 out already, they're going to have him swing away. 6-4 off of Shao, and Sutcliffe, even though he throws right, he bats left, so it's a 6-4 against a lefty. That's a line out to second, handled by Wiggins. That's 2 away. So, 2 outs, runner still at first for the leadoff man, Bob Dernier. Dernier fly to center his first time up. It's a 2-5. 2-5 is a ground ball to short. Innings over, so Eric Shao has tossed 3 shutout innings to start the ball game for the Padres. And we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 in favor of San Diego. Leading things off here in the bottom of the third will be the shortstop, number 8 hitter, Gary Templeton. That's a 1-5 for Templeton, and that's a ground ball to first, handled by Durham. 1 away. Brings up Eric Shao, and again, he's hitting off pitcher hitting card number 4, same as Sutcliffe. That's a 3-10. 310 is going to be a single. How about that? So Eric Schau gets himself a base hit. Flips the order over to Alan Wiggins. So Alan Wiggins stepping up. Wiggins rounded to second his first time up. It's a 2-8. 2-8 for Wiggins is a single to center field, so that'll put runners at first and second. Not going to take any chances on the base paths with Sutcliffe. So runners at first and second, only one out for Tony Gwynn. Padres have something cooking here against Sutcliffe. That's a 2-5. 2-5 for Gwynn. Ground ball, second base A. That's a double play. 4-6-3. So Sutcliffe gets out of any further damage. Keeps it scored 1-0 through 3 innings of play. And that time it's a situation where Schau kind of plugged the bases up and Wiggins couldn't do his running like he likes to do. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Top of the fourth we go. Eric Schau back on the bump facing Ryan Sandberg. And Sandberg, his first time up, was a strikeout victim. Check that. He grounded to second his first time up. I was looking at Tony Gwynn. All right, 6-11 for Schau against a righty. 6-11 is a strikeout, so maybe that was a little bit of foreshadowing there. As the strikeout takes place ahead of time. Here's Gary Matthews. The Sarge. He grounded to Garvey his first time up. 4-8 for Schau against a right-hander is a fly to center. That's out number 2. That'll bring up Keith Moreland, the third baseman. Moreland, a 1-7. That's ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still 1-0 Padres. And leading things off for San Diego will be Steve Garvey. Garvey is up. Grounded to second his first time. 3-8. 3-8 for Garvey is a single. Leadoff single for Garvey. Padres get something going early again in an inning. Bring up Nettles. Fly to right. His first trip. 3-9. 3-9 is a potential double or a single. You got your choice depending on what the D20 says. 1-6 for a double. 7-20 is a single. 2 stars either way. And we get a 13, so that's a single with 2 stars. And that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. And Padres have something cooking here in the fourth. Here's Terry Kennedy. Infield's at double play depth. He'll give up the run to turn 2. It's a 3-5. 3-5 for Kennedy. They don't have to worry about that. That's another base hit. 1-3 is a double. Anything else will be a single with 2 stars. And that's a single with 2 stars. Going to keep the train moving. A run is in. It's 2-0 Padres. Runners are still at the corners with nobody out for Kevin McReynolds. So Sutcliffe running into his first serious bad stretch here in this replay. That's a 5-10 for Sutcliffe against a righty. And that's a strikeout. So Sutcliffe getting things back off his own card. Helps him there with a strikeout. That'll bring up Carmelo Martinez, the left fielder. Martinez fly to left, his first time up, 5-5. 5-5 is a ground ball, second base X. That's Sandberg. They might be able to turn 2 because he's a 1 defender. And that's a 7. So we check the second base. A 1 and a 7 is a ground ball A. And that's going to be a double play, 4-6-3. That will end the inning and minimize the damage. Is a double play by Martinez. Padres do pick up a run though, and at the end of 4 they lead it 2-0. So the Cubbies have their work cut out for them against Schau, who's been dealing so far. Schau back on the bump. His fatigue rating inning starts in number 7, so he's still good to go for a while. Starting the 5th, here's Gary Woods, the right fielder. Woods, a 4-9. 4-9. A 1 is a single. Anything else, he will line it to Wiggins at second. And that's a 9. What's that? 9. Yep, that's a 9, so he lines it to Wiggins. 1 away. Catcher Jody Davis. So Cubby's not getting Sutcliffe the run support early on. 6-6 for Shao. Ground ball, second base X. That is going to be Wiggins. He's a 3. And that is a 15. So we'll check 3 and a 15 for a second baseman. It's ground ball C, so he'll make the play. 2 down. For the bull, oh, just knock my phone a little bit here. Let me unplug this so I don't knock it down again. All right, so the bull, Leon Durham is up. 2 outs, base is empty. Leon Bull Durham. Get a 4-11 off a Shao against a lefty. Is a ground ball pitcher X. Shao is a 2E14. 2E14. That's a 12, so that'll be an error check, and he's an E14. And that's an 11. So an E14 on a pitcher and an 11. E14 and an 11 is a ground ball A, so he does make the play. There it is. Ground ball A, pitcher. Pitcher, E14, 11 is a ground ball A. So easy inning there for Shao again. Through 5, the Cubs have got nothing, not even close to anything. And Padres still lead at 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Leading things off will be number 8 hitter Gary Templeton. Templeton grounded to first in his only time at bat. 4-6. Sutcliffe against a left-hander. Switch hitter batting left. 4-6 is a 1 for a double. Anything else will be a single. And that is a 13, so that's a single. That'll open it up for Shao to bunt. And the pitcher card doesn't give a bunt rating, so we go to the batter card, and the bunt rating on the batter card is a C. But the infield's expecting it, so we're going to call it a D and see what happens. That's a 5. So a D and a 5 on the advanced sacrifice bunt chart. Batters thrown by pitcher, runners advance 1 base. So the sacrifice was successful. We'll call it 1-4 as Sutcliffe throws the Sandberg covering because Durham was charging. That will move Templeton to second with 1 out. And we'll flip the order over and go to Alan Wiggins. Imperative for Sutcliffe to get out of this without any runs. 5-7, Wiggins switch hitter batting left. 5-7, 1-2 is a single. 3-20, he's going to line it to short, and he lines it to Boa for out number 2. Still not out of the woods because Tony Gwynn is coming up. They could walk Gwynn and pitch to Garvey, but they're going to go ahead and pitch to Gwynn. That is a 4-7 against a lefty. Same one I just had. 1-2 is a single. 3-20 is a line out to short. And it's a line out to short again. So Boa snags it. And Sutcliffe pitches out of the jam here in the 5th. We played 5 complete, and it's still 2-0 in favor of San Diego. And Sutcliffe hoping for a little bit of run support, but so far Eric Shao has been the man. Here's Larry Boa, number 8 hitter. He will lead things off. Slide to left his first time up. 2-5 for Boa. 2-5 is a line out to short. 1 away. That'll bring up the pitcher, Rick Sutcliffe, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 4. And his first time up, he lined to second. It's a 5-10. He bats left-handed. 5-10 for Shao against a lefty is a pop up to third. So out number 2 is Nettles. Brings it in. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order for Bob Dernier. Trying to get something going if he can. 5-8. Shao, 5-8 against the righty. Is a liner to Nettles again. And Shao has tossed 6 shutout innings at the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 2-0 in favor of San Diego. Sutcliffe back out there, and he's going to start out facing Steve Garvey. to lead things off. Steve Garvey, 1 for 2. Single and a run scored last time up. 4-8 for Sutcliffe against a righty. 4-8's a walk. So a leadoff walk, and statistically leadoff walks have a high percentage of scoring. So we'll see if that happens here. Greg Nettles, the batter, they could use a double play in the worst way. 4-2. Well, he's not going to get a double play. It's a ground ball pitcher B, so you get a fielder's choice. Call it 1-6. So Garvey's erased. Nettles is now the runner at first with 1 out. For Terry Kennedy, he's a double play candidate. 5-10 off of Sutcliffe is a strikeout. So 2 down. Kennedy goes down on strikes for the second time. Brings up Kevin McReynolds, 2 outs, runner at first. For McReynolds, it's a 1-7. 1-7 is a 1-6 triple. 7-20 will be a single with 2 stars. So that's a 16. So that's a single with 2 stars. That will put runners at the corners with 2 outs. So McReynolds has been a thorn in the side of Sutcliffe. He's already homered against him. Now he singles, puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for Carmelo Martinez. He's 0 for 2. Fly to left and grounded into a double play. 4-5 against Sutcliffe. Well, he's not going to do that this time. 4-5, he found Sutcliffe's weak point. 1-10 is a triple, and 11-20 is a double. That is a 19, so that is a double. And we'll see if McReynolds can score on that double. We know that Nettles will score to make it 3-0. Now the question is, will McReynolds score? McReynolds' run rating is a 14. He was being held, makes it a 13. And the double is assumed to go to center field. So Dernier is a -1 arm. So that turns the 14-13 into a 12. But with 2 outs, you get the extra boost of 2. So that's back to 14 again. So 1-14, he'll make it. It's a 1. He definitely made it. So McReynolds will score as well. It's a 2-run double for Carmelo Martinez. And the Padres lead it 4-0 here with 2 outs in the 6th. Templeton step up to the plate. 2-10 for Templeton is a ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. But 2 runs come across, and after 6 complete, it is San Diego in charge, 4-0. And bullpen for the Cubs is starting to mingle down there. Sutcliffe may not be around much longer. Shao, we're starting the 7th inning. This is his point of weakness beginning. Cubs were up at the top of the order. Number 2 hitter Sandberg. But the bullpen is loosening for the Cubs. And let's see who they've got down there. They're going to have George Frazier. So George Frazier is loosening in the bullpen. He may be coming in for Sutcliffe. We'll see. 4-8 against Shao is a fly to center. May not matter who the Cubs pitcher is because Shao is just dealing. And the Cubs can't do anything with him. Here's Gary Matthews. That's a 6-10. 6-10 against Shao against a right-hander. It's an in-home run, 1-19. And Matthews is an in-home run batter, so anything other than a 20 and hits a home run. And it's a 2. It's a 2, so Gary Matthews, the Sarge, gets the Cubs on the board. Unfortunately for them, it's a solo shot and nobody on base, but at least it gets that 0 off the board. It's now 4-1. Here's Moreland. It's a 5-8 against a righty. He's going to line it to third. Nettles snags it for out number 2. Brings up Gary Woods. Woods a 2-3. 2-3 for Woods is a fly to right. And that's going to end the 7th. So the Cubs get a run on the home run by Matthews, but we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's still San Diego 4 and Chicago 1. And let's see if they're going to have Sutcliffe come back out again. Let's see. They've got the pitcher, Eric Shao, is going to lead off. So they're going to go and let Sutcliffe pitch to Shao in the leadoff spot. And that's a 6-4. 6-4 is a catcher X. Catcher Jody Davis. Jody Davis is a 2. And that is a 5. So in the catcher X, a 2 and a 5. 2 and a 5 is a wild pitch pop-up. Nobody's on base, so there's no wild pitch. It's simply a pop-up to the catcher for 1 away. Brings up Alan Wiggins. And Sutcliffe on a short leash, but they're going to go ahead and let him pitch to Wiggins. 1-7, and that's a walk, so could be trouble there. Wiggins is definitely looking to run. He's a double-A stealer. And we'll do some calculations. Double-A stealer starts out at a 17. Being held, you lose 2, so that makes it a 15. Jody Davis is a 0. So 1 to 15, he will make it. So he's going to go. And that is a 15. He made it right on the button. So stolen base for Wiggins. Puts him at second base with 1 out for Tony Gwynn. Gwynn, a 2-9. 2-9 is a ground ball second base A. That will move the runner Wiggins to third. But now there are 2 outs. 2 outs for Steve Garvey. And they're going to let Sutcliffe try to get out of this. It's a 2-10 for Garvey. He does not get out of it. It's a single for Garvey to drive in another run. That's the 5th run for the Padres, and that's all for Sutcliffe. So Sutcliffe's day is done. Night, I should say, is done. Don't know if it's a day game or a night game, but I'm playing it at night. And George Frazier coming in to pitch to Terry Kennedy. He will pitch to Kennedy. I'm sorry, he'll pitch to Nettles, not Kennedy. Kennedy's on deck. Pitch to Nettles with Garvey at first and 2 outs. 6-7 against a lefty, and that's a strikeout for Frazier, and that's going to end the inning. The run scores. They get the run back they gave up on the home run to Gary Matthews in the top of the inning. 7 complete in the books from Jack Murphy, and it's Padres in front 5-1. And we'll look at Shao now and see what he's got going on. His point of weakness was the 7th, but he's only given up 1 hit since that point of weakness, so he will stay in the game, although Craig Lefferts, the lefty, is in the bullpen for the Padres. Here's Jody Davis. It's a 3-5 for Jody Davis, and that's a home run. So how about that? Jody Davis, a solo home run. And now that's 2 notches against the point of weakness. Here's Leon the Bull Durham. Cubs have hit 2 home runs, but they've both been solo shots. 3-5 again is a walk. And so Shao may not last too much longer. He's going to get 1 more batter, and that might probably going to be it. Here's Larry Boa. 4-5 for Shao against the switch hitting Boa. Ground ball second base C. That's going to advance the runner to second with 1 out. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for George Frazier. Look at the Cubs bench and see who they have. They do have Ron Say on the bench. He's a possibility. They also have Thad Bosley. They're going to go with Thad Bosley. He's a lefty. Thad Bosley. He will pinch hit. For Frazier. Runner at second, 1 out. To 1-9. 1-9 is a single to right field for Thad Bosley. And I think that's going to do it for Shao. They will hold Durham at third base. They don't want to take the chance down 5-2. They need base runners. They're not worried about that 1 run in per se. So Dernier is coming into bat. Shao is going to be exiting. And the new pitcher is going to be Craig Lefferts. So the lefty Craig Lefferts is in, and he will be facing Bob Dernier. Runners on the corners, 1 out. 1 run's already in. 6-4. Lefferts against a righty. 6-4 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Templeton. And Templeton, that's a 2. And Templeton is a 2. So we'll check the ratings here. 2 and a 2 at the shortstop position. 2 and a 2. And a shortstop, 2 and a 2 is a single with 1 star. So that will score the run. Durham will come in to score on the base hit by Dernier. That run charged to Shao. So 2 runs are in. It's now a 5-3 ball game. The tying runs are now on base at first and second for Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg, a 4-6 against a right-hander, is a single to right field off of Lefferts. So now the bases are loaded. I'm not going to take any chances on the base paths when you're behind. So bases are loaded for Gary Matthews. Lefferts has given up 2 singles both times he's come in, both batters he's faced. 1-5 for Matthews against a lefty is a fly ball, left field B. And we'll look at Thad Bosley. He's the runner on third. Thad Bosley runs at a 16. He runs at a 16. The fly ball B. I need to consult the rule book here in the advance just to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to pause the video and come back with the result. Okay, so to figure out this result, we're going to take the run rating of the runner on third, Thad Bosley. We're going to factor in the left fielder, Carmelo Martinez, his arm rating, which is a 0. And then we're going to add 2 because of the B question mark. So, Thad Bosley, his run rating is a 16. We take the 16, the 0 from Martinez, add 2, it's an 18. And I'm going to roll and see if he scores. If, let's see here. So the only out chance is if we roll a 20. So basically, if it's 1 to 18, he'll score. If it's a 19, he'll hold. If it's 20, he's out. Well, let me roll it so you can see it here. All right, so it's a 4. He does score on the sacrifice fly. So sacrifice fly for Matthews for out number 2. That will score the pinch hitter Bosley. 3 runs are now in. It's 5-4. And Keith Moreland's the batter. And that's going to do it for Mr. Lefferts. He is going to leave. He just couldn't quite get it done. He couldn't quite get it done. And we're going to have the Goose Gossage. Goose Gossage is coming in, and I think we're going to have a double switch. Perhaps. No, we're going to go ahead and let it stand straight up. Goose is coming in, no double switch. But Gossage is coming in, and he'll be facing Keith Moreland with 2 outs. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 5-4, Padres clinging to that 1-run lead. It is a 5-8 for Gossage, and that's a strikeout. So he comes in and strikes out Keith Moreland to end the top of the 8th and end the threat. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is the Padres 5 and the Cubs 3. I said 5-4 by accident. It is 5-4. They got 3 runs, not 2. My bad. It is 5-4. Okay, I'll get it straight. All right, now, so we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Cubs because Frazier was pinch hit for. And that new pitcher is going to be Warren Brustar, or Brustar. Brustar is what I call him. I'm not sure what the official pronunciation is. That's what we're going with, Warren Brewster. I'm going to call him Brewster like Punky Brewster. Don't know if that's right or not, but that's what we'll go with. And he's going to start out the inning facing the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Trying to keep things right where they are. Brewster 5'11" against a lefty. So Brewster a 5'11" against the lefties. Ground ball second base X. That is Sandberg. He's a 1. And that's a 5. So a 5 and a 1. That's a good play. 1 away for Kevin McReynolds. McReynolds a 1-6 against a right-hander. A 1's a home run. 2 through 20 is a double. So McReynolds has been a menace in this game. And that is a 3, so it's a double for Kevin McReynolds. He's 3 for 4, single, double, home run. 2 runs scored and an RBI, so he's kind of done it all here for the Padres offensively. Here's Carmelo Martinez. Runner at first and 1 out. 6-4 for Brewster. Ground ball third base X. That is going to be Moreland, and it could be trouble. Keith Moreland is a 4 rated third baseman, and that's a 13, so I believe that's an error check, which isn't going to help him out any. Moreland is an E31, so we get a 10 on an E31. Look at this. How about this? He got a break. Third base, E31, a 10 is a ground ball A. So how do you like that? Ground ball A. He'll make the play, and the runner, McReynolds, will have to hold at second base. Here's Templeton, and they're going to intentionally walk Templeton because Gossage is on deck. So they will intentionally walk Templeton and pitch to Gossage. And I'm assuming Gossage using pitcher hitting card number... Oh, he's actually using pitcher hitting card number 2. So we'll pull out pitcher hitting card number 2 and go with that. So Gossage coming in using pitcher rating card number 2. They don't want to take him out. They need him in there to try to finish the 9th. That's why I thought about the double switch, but didn't. I probably should have done it, but oh well. 6-8 for Brewster against a right-hander is a fly ball to center, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the 9th. Padres clinging to a 5-4 lead. And Goose Gossage will come back out to try to preserve that lead. And leading things off for the Cubs to start at the top of the 9th will be the third baseman Keith Moreland, followed by Gary Woods and Jody Davis. 5-4 Padres. We start at the top of the 9th. 2-8 for Moreland is a single to right field, so Keith Moreland leads things off with a base hit. Now, they may get a pinch runner from Moreland because he doesn't run very well and he's not a good defender, so good chance here to maybe go to the bench and see if they can't pull out somebody that's a little bit better. So let's see if we can find somebody that can run. Well, we got Davey Lopes can run, and he can play third base. So Davey Lopes is actually going to take over from Moreland, and he will be the pinch runner at first base. He's also an ace stealer, so they could think about running. As an ace stealer, he starts with a 15. Being held. He will drop back to a -2, which is a 13. So 13, and then the arm of Kennedy is a -1 to make it a 12. So that would be a 1 to 12 if they want to take the chance. Or do they think they have a better chance of getting base hits off of Gossage? That is the question. All right, and it could get a pinch. I think we'll get a pinch hitter for Gary Woods as well. He does well against lefties, but not so much against righties. So they're going to get a pinch hitter for Gary Woods, and it's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and send up Ron Say. So Ron Say is going to be the pinch hitter. Ron Say, the pinch hitter for Woods. So Say is into pinch hit, and Lopes is into pinch run. All right. Leadoff man is on. Nobody out. Here's Ron Say. He is a double play candidate, so you got to be careful about that. 1-2, and that's a home run. Look at that. Ron Say just hit a pinch hit 2-run homer to put the Cubs in the lead by the score of 2-1, and they've come all the way back against the Padres and Goose Gossage. And so Ron Cey and you know what, I think I missed, according to my score sheet here, I think I batted somebody out of turn. Let me pause the video and see what I did wrong. Okay, I did bat someone out of turn because Moreland struck out to end the 8th, so he should not have led off that inning. That was my mistake on my part. Gary Woods was the leadoff batter, so we're going to have Ron Cey pinch hit for him. And we're going to re-roll because Ron Cey should not have been batting second in the inning. He should have been leading off. So I think the only fair thing to do is just to do a reboot. Call it a mulligan, whatever you want to call it. Davey Lopes has not been used. He's still there available to pinch run if need be. Alright, so Ron Cey against Gossage. So 3-11 for Cey. And it's a ground ball to third. That's one away. And I'm hoping I'm doing this correctly now. Like I said, when you're doing a video, you can't go back and check it without ruining the video. So I'm just going to have to go with it. Here's Leon Durham. But according to my score sheet, that's what is happening. Alright, so here is Leon Durham. That's what I get for not checking the score sheet before I start rolling dice. Alright, here's Durham. 6-4 against Gossage. Against a lefty is an in-home run chance on a 1-16. 1-16, and Durham is an in-home run hitter. So a 1-16, and Leon Durham can tie the score. And it is an 11, so Leon to Bull Durham. It wasn't Cey with the home run, it was Leon Durham that hit the home run. So Leon Bull Durham. Or did I mix that up again? You know what, I got that mixed up again. With all my score sheet's a mess now with all these pinch hitting things I wrote in. That should have been Jody Davis's at bat, not Leon Durham. So we go back to the roll was a 6-4, so we'll flip that over to the right-hander because that's who he should have been facing, was Jody Davis, the right-hander, and that's a 1-2. So a 1-2 will be a home run, anything else will be a fly to left. And that is a 7, so it is a fly to left. That's 2 down. So 2 potential home runs have been taken away because of my errors with this messy score sheet now when I got screwed up at the beginning of the inning. So, and putting in pinch runners and everything else, it's really looking confusing. Now Leon Durham is the regularly scheduled 7th hitter, so he's going to get one more chance against the Goose. 2 out, space is empty. 5-6. 5-6 is a strikeout, and that's the end of the ball game. The Padres hang on to win by the final score of 5-4. In real life, the Cubs won 2-1. So Sutcliffe's going to take the loss. He will take his first loss, and he will drop to 3-1, which is exactly what he would be in the replay right now, is 3-1. So he will take the loss, and Shao gets the victory, with Goose Gossage getting the save. So I apologize for the snafu there in the 9th inning to get things screwed up, but hopefully by backtracking I actually got it accurate so that there's no tainted game. It's a shame to roll those 2 home runs and then have them been taken off the board, but it's just the way things go. When you mess up, you mess up. You just got to keep going on. When you mess up, you got to fess up and keep moving on. So that's what I did. And that's going to do it. So, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on if you're a Cub fan or a Padre fan, the Cubbies will lose that one, and Rick Sutcliffe will take that loss. He will drop to 3-1. And when we go to start number 5, I'll have a new tally to show what he's doing through 4 games and compare the stats. But as of right now, he is 3-1. And the next scheduled game, I'm not sure who they're playing. I'll have to look at the schedule. I don't have it in front of me. Or do I? Let me see. I might have it in front of me. Let me take a look here. I think I do have it in front of me, actually. Look at my other score sheets here and see who's next in line. Actually, let's take a look here. This game was played on July 4th, so let's see who the next game is. July 4th. And I'm showing the next game appears to be July the 8th in San Francisco. So they're going to stay on the West Coast. And Sutcliffe will be facing Mark Davis and the San Francisco Giants in the next game. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody enjoyed that presentation of the Rick Sutcliffe replay, despite the little snafu in the 9th inning. I hope you guys enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. Kind of looking forward to receiving the 2017 Strat cards. Supposed to get those on Tuesday. So I'm certainly going to do something with that. Haven't decided quite what I'm going to do with that. I'm thinking about doing a Dirty Dozen, a la Tenacious Earl in his 10-team league, or my old Great 8. I'm thinking about doing a Dirty Dozen, taking 6 teams from the NL, 6 teams from the AL, which will be 2 from each division, picking those teams and playing a short season with them. Just doing random lineups with injuries, super advanced, all that good stuff. So, but you know, I actually want to play through all the teams one time just to get a feel for the cards and who's there, and then figure out who I might be interested in, because if I don't pick the teams I'm interested in, I'm not going to stick with it. So while I would like to do the randomization that Tenacious Earl did, I don't have that kind of stick-to-itiveness to be able to keep playing with a team I'm not interested in. So I know for myself that if I don't pick teams that I'm interested in, I will lose interest in that